Hello everyone and welcome to EDUC3313, your Integrating Technology into the Classroom course, and this is our Module 5. We will be discussing professional websites and branding for education professionals. Go ahead and start your presentation, and I will as well, so that your links become active throughout the session. So here is a bit of an overview. We will be talking about websites, teacher websites, some tools, and creation tools and management tools for your websites, some discussion board, and then we're going to review your assignment step by step. Here's your essential discussion board questions for this module. Basically, we're looking at a website, web page communication strategy, and the kind of overall theory of why should an educator have a website and an online media presence. Here's some of the key vocabulary we're going to be learning throughout this module. And again, you can visit NetLingo for that. Here's our standards. We're looking at digital work and learning. So to get us started, I wanted to show you some examples of professional websites. How do people brand themselves or create a name for themselves online? And so I'm going to give you a couple examples of how various professionals do that. I'm one of them, and so have a following online. I've been working globally in instructional technologies globally since about 2010, certainly nationally since about 2003, and I started teaching instructional technologies in 2001. So after about 15 years, I have a bit of a network, and then also do consult professionally. So here is my website. You're welcome to visit there and kind of click along and notice the different pages that I have on my website. You're going to have several similar ones. I have extra ones like publications, my CV, otherwise known as my resume, but you'll have many of the same as well. So notice that I have a tagline here, and you'll eventually identify what your tagline is, what your area of specialty is. Currently, you're going to be a K-12 teacher of some sort, and hopefully as you develop, you'll identify your area of expertise. Notice that it's also connected to different social media. You'll be doing the same thing as well, and then we'll have a mailing list. Okay. Here is another long-term instructional technologies leader. This is Caroline McGuire. She has a website called Rock Your Strengths. She also had another website called Rock Your World, which was globally very popular, lots of followers, global projects with people around, with classrooms around the world, and they kind of co-created music through GarageBand for many, many years. So she has an excellent following, and notice she has all her social media. She has less buttons at the top. So, so go ahead and visit her website and kind of just click through and see what she has available. Also visit Rock Your World as well, and that may be actually a good project for you to get involved in when you get into your classroom. Okay, here's another one who has a strong following, Angela Mayers. She has written several books. She has lots of different initiatives going, so she is certainly marketing herself as an motivational speaker, consultant in terms of education. Technologies is one of her subsets. She started out as a reading specialist within the K-12 schools. So, but go ahead and look at her website. It's organized well, and she does a great job of branding, of marketing herself as an educational professional. Here is a list of 52 of the top education blogs that you should follow by TeachThought, which is a good publication, mainly online, and I would follow that one as well. So here are those 52. Please go ahead and visit that link and choose maybe the top few to follow. This is a great way to keep yourself up to date, as we talked previously about personal learning networks. This is a great way to keep your personal learning networks up to date and use other folks' wisdom and daily publications and knowledge to stay at the cutting edge forefront of education, especially in the terms of innovation. So notice here, this is Pepperdine, and this is my good friend Kip Glazer. She graduated with her doctorate in my same program, Instructional Technologies, out of Pepperdine. Anyhow, she's been a leader for a long time. You can follow her on Twitter as well, at Kip Glazer. So Pepperdine just happens to be using her to market their programs, which is great. She's definitely part of my personal learning network or professional learning network. Okay, here are some student samples as well. I have a link here that you can go ahead and visit my Diigo account or our Diigo account, and so you'll see a bunch of websites there. I'm actually going to go to that one, and it should be loading in just a moment. Okay. All right, so here's a bunch of our previous websites that were created by our students in previous semesters. So go ahead and you can visit those. And then I also just loaded in some of the best samples for you from recent semesters. Kelsey Winchester has a great one. Notice she has her pages here at the top, and she has some photos about herself. So go ahead and visit that. Here's Jen Clark. She was one of my first students here at Southeastern. And you can visit her pages there. And your website's going to look something similar like this. You'll choose a template and put in your information. Here's Shay Henderson. You can go ahead and visit hers. And then we have Mrs. Jackson. So it was a little different. I tried to choose a little ones with different formats and templates for you as examples. But okay, so you'll spend some time on those student websites, and then you'll come back, and here is a getting started guide, a beginner guide for Weebly. All of the websites, all the student websites that you've seen so far were created in Weebly. You'll be creating your website in Weebly as well. So here's the beginner's guide to Weebly. Go ahead and watch that video. Also, Weebly has a ton of tech support on how to create a website in Weebly. It's basically drag and drop. Every one of my students has in the past, and we're now at close to about 200 students. Every one of them has been able to create a Weebly from scratch without a problem every semester. I've never had anybody not complete this assignment, so I trust that you'll do an excellent job as well. Go ahead again and watch this video in terms of the tech support. And then here are here's your step-by-step beginner's guide. Here's how to your first steps, adding in your content elements, your page layouts, how to switch themes. Everything you need to know is here in Weebly for you. And so, so I trust that you'll be able to click through those and help each other as well. But I also wanted to kind of not just focus on Weebly, although that's where your website is going to be published at. Also know that there's other ways to have Classroom websites or learning management systems. The current learning management system that you're used to is Blackboard, because that's what you use for all your classes at Southeastern. But there are other LMSs as well. Google Classroom is one of them. That's one of the more popular ones, and it's actually gaining steam. So because Google is free for everyone, and you should be pretty familiar with using that with other settings like our Hangouts, I wanted you to see this. And so it's the only free learning management system that I know of that has all the elements that you're going to need. And again, Google is always spending lots of money in development. They have a huge professional learning network around Google, which you can join. And so those educators across the globe are always contributing content and different features to Google Classroom and the other ones. So here is Google Classroom 101, and I wanted you to go ahead and see this. You can press play and watch the video. And then there's lots of resources if you want to go ahead and get started with Google Classroom. Your institution will have to have a Google domain in order for you to use Classroom, but and many school districts are going Google as well as universities. So if they don't already, they likely will soon. Okay, here is another option for you in terms of websites that you may want to use with your future students. It's just an about.me page. It's basically one page, your main content, a link to all your social media, and a great kind of like an online business card that can be very helpful to you personally and professionally. So go ahead and visit the About Me pages and create one. Also wanted you to see Social Media Toolkit. We're not going to dive into the specifics of social media in terms of creating all the different accounts. I've done that in the past, and Twitter accounts and LinkedIn and Pinterest, and all of those can be extremely valuable to you in your classroom. I certainly would like you to create a Twitter account, a Facebook account, and link that to your website. And once you post to the website, it will automatically update your Facebook and Twitter. Weebly has a connect button with Facebook and Twitter. So update your website, that automatically feeds over. Again, I'm not going to spend too much time on the specifics of social media just because we don't have that kind of time in this course. And please note, it can be extremely valuable. So here is some basic resources for you in terms of social media for education. Please spend some time there, refer back to this and use it because there's a lot for you to use in the management of your classroom, as well as using it to instruct with your students or connect with other teachers or administrators in your personal learning network. So here is social media from a student perspective. So this is written by a student based on her teacher, her instructor that was using social media in their classroom. And go ahead and read through that. Here's the link to the full article. And then in terms of social media, if you're going to be doing a lot with social media, I highly recommend you start a Hootsuite account. It's free for the first level, and what it does is that it connects like your website, your Facebook, your Twitter, your LinkedIn, your Pinterest, Google+, all of those accounts into one Hootsuite account. So you update your screen on Hootsuite, and then all of your other connected accounts, social media accounts, automatically get that update. So you update your Hootsuite and it feeds out to all the other social media. And so if you're going to be using a lot of social media in your classroom or as a professional, then you're going to want this product. It will save you a boatload of time and effort and resources and all of that. So, and again, you can get started for free. All right, so circling back around to your essential and discussion board questions, these are the ones I showed you at the beginning. So here are your questions, and this is Module 5. And here's your discussion board rubric. This is how I always grade your discussion boards. And extension. So here's your step-by-step instructions for creating your website. Number 1, you're going to create a Weebly account. You're going to need a Gmail account just for professional use. So like I have drcrystaljensen@gmail.com. I don't use that for any personal. I don't have any of my personal accounts or email go through there at all. It's all professional, and so you will need that. It's a good, safe D, to not mix your professional and personal email, mainly because professional email can be subpoenaed for legal reasons. Not that you'll ever have to deal with that, but just in case, keep them separate. C, social media accounts just for professional use. Definitely create Facebook and Twitter. I also recommend Instagram and Pinterest because Pinterest are used a lot by women, mothers that you're likely going to be working with in the community. Instagram is used a lot by youth. Snapchat if you want. Be careful with friending, as we talked about in the Digital Citizenship Module 1. Be careful friending your students and potentially even your parents. Because you are a K-12 educator, or will be, you are a mandated reporter. So if they're posting something where they're going to injure themselves or somebody else on their social media, as a mandated reporter, you are legally required to report it. So hence I never friend or accept from requests from my students or their parents while they are in my class, are assigned to me. Afterward is fine, but not during, because I have a higher legal responsibility while they're assigned to me. And so if you have Instagram or Snapchat or any of those, just be aware that you are liable for what you know. Okay, and so then D, a Hootsuite account to help manage whatever you're going to do. And then create the following Weebly pages. Autocorrect corrected that for me. Weebly pages. We need a home account, so that's your home button, an About You account where you tell a little bit about you, maybe a sentence or a paragraph. You should have that paragraph that you wrote on the discussion board when you first started this course. Copy and paste that in. A blog where you're going to be updating that with current events, resources about your class, etc. Announcements, messages. Okay, and then D, your portfolio. That is going to be your assignments from this class, your module 1 through 4 work. You can upload your lesson plan, your presentation, your newsletter, your desktop publication, and your screencast there, or a link to those items if you made them on the web. And then E, a gallery or photos, and if you don't have any professional photos yet, you can use personal ones, that's fine. Or stock photos from like Google Images would be fine. Always cite your sources though. And then a contact page. How do people get in contact with you? Either via email, again, make it a professional email, or a phone, and you might post your personal phone on there or not. I do, but I didn't for a long time. So whatever you feel comfortable is fine. And then number 3, you're going to go back and connect your professional social media accounts to your webpage and your Hootsuite. Okay, and basically you just go to that page where you connect your so on Weebly, go to that page to connect your social media. That would be Facebook and Twitter only. And then when you create your Hootsuite account, it will have you log into your Facebook and your Twitter via Hootsuite and connect them. And remember, these are all your professional accounts only. Don't link your personal. If you want to create a personal Hootsuite for your personal accounts, that's fine, but I only want the professional one for here. Weebly currently does not connect with Hootsuite, so hopefully in the future they will develop that. Okay, all right. Here is your rubric for this assignment, and pretty standard. Please just make sure you create all the pages that I asked for. Make sure that you're uploading your previous work to your portfolio, and please make sure that you create a blog page, and then choose one of Weebly's template, and then link all of the pages via of your social media pages. Okay. And that is all. Thank you all very much, and I look forward to seeing your work.